Good morning, everybody. It is about 8:45 on September 3rd. Back over to do some work. A little bit of a abbreviated session today as I have a social engagement about 3 o'clock this afternoon or so. So I'll be leaving around 2 to get ready to go to that. Continuing with the floor. Crossing my fingers a little bit, but I should be able to get the floor tacked in today. It's a miserably rainy day today. I think we have the remnants of Hurricane Harvey coming through. Obviously not as bad as our poor friends down in Texas, but so that's going to detract from being able to prep the floorboard a little bit. I have to do some painting in here, which gets a little stinky. But get the floor tacked in. I got to prep the heel board piece there. Get the hinge, the floor brace off of the remnants of the floor there, and get that cleaned up to be looking like that guy over there, and then go from there. So not a whole lot of goal today, but again, more prep and more cleanup. I got to get this bottom seam out. I think I'm just going to go through and cut it down to about here or so. But again, I got that little lip that I worry about that I didn't really understand over on the driver's side, so I want to be careful when I get down into that area and drilling that out and try to save that. So we'll be careful cutting that out and drilling it from the other side. So that's about it for the agenda today. So I in addition to the videos I've been doing lately, if you don't know, I have a blog that I link to in the comments section, or not in the comments, but in the description section of my all my videos. I went back and cleaned that up and made sure that they're all commented. One thing I've noticed is that my hit rate on my blog has dropped dramatically as I've been doing these videos, which is fine. 6 one way, half a dozen another, obviously. But the format that I'm using for these videos is essentially a quick overview of what I've done prior to the completion of the video, and just kind of going over, hey, I did this. The blog is more of a descriptive write-up, so that if you're wondering on how I did this and how I did this, I'd recommend you go back and kind of read that. I haven't been as good as taking pictures as I was earlier, because I know I got it backstopped by the video, so sometimes I just say, hey, check out the video, because it's a better way to look at it. But I'm trying to balance that a little bit better. But if you come across something in the video and you're not quite sure how I got there or what I did, chances are that I've described it in the blog, and hopefully with some better close-up photos, so that resource is available to you guys if you want to take a look. So with that, I'll get to work and I'll check back in later. All right, it's 10:14. That took longer than I thought it would. Got the bracket all cleaned up. I still got to do some metal prep on it. There's some residual rust and stuff. I had to throw it in the blaster thingamajig, sandblaster, clean some of the parts up. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. And I got to ground down the spot weld removal thingamajigs. And the bracket cleaned up okay. I put that in there too, in the bead blaster. I got some cancer here. That spot right there, that's not in very good shape. But the other one that I have from the black car has got a bunch of holes drilled through it and everything from where the previous owner tried to put a floor pan in with rivets. So instead of taking that one and refurbing that one, I'm going to straighten this up. I got a little overzealous with the grinding there. I'll fill that in with some weld, and I'm going to do a weld build up here and grind it smooth, just to kind of keep it all one piece, because it's not too bad. So we'll do a little bit more cleanup, get these pieces cleaned up, said that already, welded up as necessary, ground down as necessary, then some metal preparation stuff, that POR 15 metal prep stuff, which just converts all the rust, and continue on. So quick update, real quick. Got the bracket painted. There's one there. Got the heel board, rear suspension, trailing arm thingamajig brackets painted. You can see that's still rocking, so I just got that done. And cleaned up some of the floor area a little bit, not too much. But the true meaning of this update is it's lunchtime. So you may wonder, or you may not, what I eat for lunch when I'm at the garage. It's only gourmet meals here. So a Lunchable, like I'm back in grade school, because they cost me like $1 and they're awesome. And I'm a big fan of olives. And this Mario company put out these snack olives things, and they're yummy. So that's my lunch today. I'm going to suck that down, and water, and get back to work. All right, it's 12:06. Quick update. Got the seam out over here, or the kind of doing this behind backwards, where the floor went. I stopped about here and used my spot weld cutter so that I could preserve that part of the bulkhead, since that kind of turns into the B-post right on that seam. We had those problems over on the driver's side. Don't want that to happen again. But then I just took the grinding wheel and essentially cut from both sides, and that's the remnants and the results of all the rust and stuff that was trapped inside, in between those three pieces. And this is just from grinding. No banging, no tearing stuff apart in there, just all the stuff that fell out due to the vibration of the grinding wheel. You can really see these holes there now. So this one, I think this outer sill is in more shape than the other side was. But thankfully the back is not as bad. So I'm going to start fitting the floor up now, and start doing some test fits and everything like that. And I got about 2 more hours here, so we'll see how it goes. All right, it's 1:30. Only got about a half an hour left, so this will probably be the last update. Just going through the iterations of fitting the floor. So I'm getting pretty close here, and it's essentially just trying to make the agreement between. I want a little bit of overlap between where I cut from the original car and the black floor pan. Obviously got a big old gap back there, but just playing with it. I go in, I cut a little bit, quarter to half an inch across that entire seam, and as I get closer, I'll try to make it more custom, I guess you could say, and getting the front fit in, and just kind of back and forth. I kind of forgot about having to repair this piece. If I had remembered earlier, I probably would have done that first, just to get that lined up, but that won't be too bad to come back to it. I'll have to do that before I get the floor in, definitely. But just a bunch of iterations going back and forth. I had put the center post in because I had to remove the cross member piece, if you remember, that went here, kind of like that or so, that cross member piece, because I couldn't get the doorman handled and get it into place. So then I put the dashboard support in, thinking that would hold up the dash, and well, that got in the way of putting the floor in because of the way that it bows out there. It doesn't drop straight down. So I fought, and then decided to take them both out. But you can see that the dash isn't really moving at all, which is good. So pretty much that's where I'm going to get to. So no welding, no getting the floor tacked in. I'll do a couple more cuts here probably, and just see if I can get a little better fit. But other than that, like I said, I got a social engagement at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, so I'm going to get out of here about 2 so I can get cleaned up. And that's about it. I hope everybody is enjoying their Labor Day weekend, those that can take advantage of it. Tomorrow's a day off, and have fun with it. And we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.